Thankfully, Daniel Penny was found not guilty of negligent homicide yesterday and is free to go after he was arrested under the direction of a diversity-hired district attorney in New York for saving subway riders from a rabid lunatic who was threatening to kill them by subduing the man in a chokehold along with the help of several others on the subway. But because Daniel Penny is white and the criminal was black, you know how these things always turn out. Black Lives Matter is back after remaining dormant for the last 4 years. They didn't want to harm old Joe or Kamala's chances of winning the election, so they stayed out of it this year. But now they've anointed a new saint, whatever the guy's name was, who Daniel Penny had to stop from attacking people on the subway. They're very upset because they were hoping that the white man was going to have to go to prison for years.
We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud.
This clown is obviously so uninformed or in denial about the new saint who was literally threatening people on the subway and saying that he was prepared to die by attacking the subway goers.
How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
Right.
I'm tired.
He's tired of having to work for a living. He wants his reparations, yo. Would you like to be saying something, sister?
Forgive me for being jaded and cynical, but once we saw those non-white jurors, we knew that this case was over.
Oh, so now there were too many white jurors. Well, it's supposed to be a jury of your peers. Some would argue that maybe there weren't enough white jurors. Of course, when there are too many white jurors on a jury overseeing a black defendant, then they always get upset about that. They need an all-black jury when the defendant is black, but if there happens to be a majority white jury when the defendant is white, then they get upset about that.
Jordan was labeled a drug addict and labeled a crackhead. The only crime that Jordan Neely was guilty of was the color of his skin.
Come on.
But luckily for Daniel Penny, his skin was not like Jordan's, because you honestly wouldn't have seen our face. The NYPD would have arrested him after 3 hours.
Actually, the only reason that Daniel Penny was arrested is because the man that he had to stop from attacking subway goers happened to be black. The NAACP, the Black Supremacist National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, is upset, saying that the acquittal of Daniel Penny in the death of Jordan Neely, I guess that's the new saint, has effectively given license for vigilante justice to be waged on the black community without consequence. It's a painful reminder of the inequalities in our justice system. Jordan deserved compassion. Instead, he was met with violence. We stand with his family in calling for accountability. And look at this. They got a nice fact check, a community note, which was added by the Twitter community, noting that Daniel Penny did not act alone in defending himself and others from Neely. A black man can be clearly seen assisting Penny to subdue Neely. A black woman testified in defense of Penny. There's no evidence that Penny was motivated by race, you moron. But they're still trying to get us to waste brain cells by remembering the name of whoever it was that Daniel Penny had to stop from attacking people on the subway.
What's his name?
We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. I mean, what's next? Is the diversity hire guest host over on CNN going to compare Daniel Penny to the psycho who killed the United Healthcare CEO? Oh, wait, what's this?
Later in the night, we're also going to talk about Penny and the verdict there. Mm-hmm. There you also have a victim who somebody determined did not deserve to continue living, right?
No.
Yeah, tell me which
Not
vigilante action is okay.
One is being proactive, right? So this kid who executed a guy walking away from him, shot him in the back, for no reason whatsoever. Daniel Penny is a hero. You can say anything you want. Talk to people who ride the subway every day. Because I do all the time.
So let me
I can't find anyone who rides the subway who's unhappy about this verdict.
Well,
this is what happens when companies use DEI hiring policies. You have to explain the obvious to them like they're 2 years old, but they're still too dense to get it. Speaking of the United Healthcare CEO situation, Taylor Lorenz, remember her, who stalked and doxed the woman who runs the Libs of TikTok Twitter account? She is glad that the psycho did what he did.
I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it feels like...
Serious?
I mean,
Joy
I
in a
guess I would
man's
say
execution?
maybe not joy, but certainly not empathy. Because again,
We're
this is a
watching
man
the
responsible
footage.
for
How can
death.
this make you joyful? This guy's a
So,
husband,
Peter,
he's a
like
father,
billions,
and he's being
and
gunned
so are
down in the middle of Manhattan.
so are
Why
the
does that
tens
make
of
you
thousands
joyful?
of Americans that be murdered. So are the tens of thousands of Americans, innocent Americans, who died because greedy health insurance executives like this one push policies of denying care to the most vulnerable people. And
Okay, we can all agree that the health insurance industry is horrible. It's corrupt to the core. It needs countless regulations and reformations and reorganization, but only in a banana republic, in a collapsing society, would a mentally ill person be so bold as to go live on a podcast and express her joy that such a brutal attack occurred. But surprisingly, Taylor Lorenz, the queen of cancel culture, whose job it is to try to get conservatives canceled, has faced some consequences. Got a little taste of her own medicine. Her little podcast, which nobody listens to anyway, was canceled by Vox Media, one of these online wastes of cyberspace, after she endorsed violence. This is a woman who literally broke down into tears on MSNBC after getting some mean comments on her Twitter feed after she tried to cancel conservatives.
You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying. I'm so sorry. It's overwhelming.
No, lady, you're the one destroying your own life every time you open your big mouth. If you didn't know what a psycho Taylor Lorenz is, you would assume that this post that she made over on Blue Sky, which is the new liberal haven, as many of them are fleeing Twitter because they're blaming Elon Musk for, allowing free speech and allowing people to say mean things in the replies for Donald Trump winning the election this year. You would assume that this was a parody, but she's being 100% serious. This is a woman who still wears a mask and is upset that everyone else isn't wearing a mask when it's almost 2025. This woman is a certified psycho. But if you want to get any certified Mark Dice merch to give to your family and friends for Christmas, or wear Trump claws to Christmas dinner this year, today is the last day to order anything and get it in time for Christmas using standard shipping, I was told by the distributor. When you check out at the shopping cart, I think it's going to actually give you a extended window, even past Christmas. But they did say if you order it today, the final day, you will get it before Christmas. December 24th, they said, at the latest. So stop being a slacker and head on over to markdice.com and order your Trump Claus sweatshirt or t-shirt, your MAGA Christmas and Happy 4 More Years shirts, the Cat Lives Matter, Trump Fight, 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 Christ is King, Liberal Mafia, Teflon Don, or any of my awesome designs. All available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.